It seemed like your demeanor when you were with the 15 there before it departed, before it ended, was not as happy as the person maybe even dealing with Paul Silva and his attitude, for instance, or dealing with the Jason Sides attitude and the working together attitude. It seemed like two different Donnies, like you as a person.
Well, look, I was in that situation for a long period of time, and you don't realize how you know how bad it is sometimes till you find yourself in a different situation and you're removed from it, and then you're like, holy Christ, what it almost feels like you're drowning in acid. You feel like you're just toxic from that. So yeah, that was obviously ended, and you can be happy with just doing what you want to do. I mean, my goal was to just try to finish the year, and um, you know, Jason and his brother Paul made that happen with Sam and Nicole from the JVI group, and Jason knew my wishes were to. I just wanted to stay in the same car the rest of the year to try to work towards trying to win a race or have good runs and not tear anything up. And we did it pretty frugally. Jason does everything frugally, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that he gave me. And we had a lot of fun. And you know, Jason and I have worked together before. I used to take him with me to Australia, and he was part of what we used to do over there with me and him and Lanny. And we had such a good time that it was like kind of reliving the old Australia days. So yeah, we didn't have the greatest results, but obviously by the time we got to Charlotte, we had a decent run, a top three finish, and obviously DNF the last night. But it is what it is. It was exactly what I wanted, and sometimes when it's like being in a beatdown. It's great to be surrounded by people that want to race with you. I was obviously with a group that didn't want to race with me, so
What do you mean by that?
prior
Hold
to
on. What
that.
do you mean? So you're saying for 10 years, it changed?
No,
Like,
no, no. I'm just saying
when did
I
you
can just tell
when
you
did that shift happen?
when
When
I
did that
started,
shift happen?
we had success right up until this year, and this year is when things went downhill and in a bad way, and it started right off in the first weekend from things. So it just never just kept snowballing and got worse and worse and worse. So change was definitely needed.
And so in that time period from the beginning of 25, like I said, I was just trying to timeline it. From the beginning of 25 till the split, it was, which I think that's what most people call it. I mean, once again, even Tony referenced it in the Dell Jr. interview, which should have been with someone else, in my opinion. But um, he referenced it, how it was this great run. And even winning the races and performing how y'all performed, even until 24, was great. It wasn't obviously 10 times, it wasn't domination. But when you consider the competition element that had increased, I think it's very much increased over the last few years. Y'all weren't necessarily performing horribly. And in 25, that's
No,
when the
you're right.
go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, the wheels fell off. Yeah, you're right. And you can sum this up to a lot of people can they'll people are allowed their opinions, and I've heard a lot of people blame Ford. I've heard them blame this, blame me. At the end of the day, when the Ford engine program came along, we won right out of the box. We went to Port Royal and we won, and a lot of those things started to slowly change. Not on just because of costs, because the cost of the valve train, we had an advantage with them. The way they were, you had to maintenance them. You had to maintenance them when they were hot, and that's something that traditional sprint car guys don't like to maintenance a motor and run the valves when it's 200 degrees. And there was no adjusters on the rockers, so they had to shim them. So it was like a major ordeal to do some of the things we did, but all that stuff went away. It kind of took the advantage away. So if you sum the whole program up in a nutshell, we were going to win 5 or 6 races a year, but it wasn't going to win us a championship. Obviously, I wanted to win championships because that's what we had done most of my, later career. So we were going to win our between 4 or 5, 6 races a year, and that's kind of what it was. And obviously we snuck a Kings Royal in there at the time, and we got a Nationals in there, we won a national open, so we were still competitive. And when it come to some of them big races, we had that ability to, and some people are never going to win those races. And obviously, it came to a point where there's literally nothing left. They had to change it, and I think everybody just thought changing the motors back to Chevys or whatever you want to call them was going to be a complete miracle changer, and it wasn't. It's nothing against them. We just didn't have all the pieces in place. We spent a lot of time trying to fix one thing, and it was always something else. So it just is what it is.
Well, I've always taken you as like a championship guy. Like it seems like you value championships, not necessarily wins. Like obviously winning Kings Royals, winning Knoxville Nationals, these to a lot of people are worth more than a championship. If you could tell Rico Abreu, I'd rather, had won the Knoxville Nationals this year versus High Limit, I think he would maybe make that trade. I'm just saying, like these are big wins that you were
I
still.
don't. Yeah, you want to win big races, but at the end of the day, it's way harder to win a championship because the championship consists of all the races, not just
Right.
one. And it's consistency, and when you can run consistency or be consistent, you're going to win races. And that's just where it's at. I guess that there's a lot of people that could just go at it, just trying to win big races. But I think that's how you win the big races is being consistently trying to race for a championship.